Oh, Amy, you know me so well. Hey, everybody, how we doing? So, hey, Amber, hey, Vicky, Xavier, how's everybody doing? Yeah, so all week I've been working on going through footage from the Mason house to see what kind of evidence you could come across and use for the documentary, and definitely a lot of crazy stuff that I missed. Hey, Laura. Um, So it's been taking me all week to do that, but I figure I'd jump on it here and do a little Q&A for you guys um, for a little bit tonight. Taking a break from that for this evening. So appreciate everyone who's just coming in here to like this video. And if you can share it out anywhere possible, always appreciated. Yeah, anyone who's new to these sort of things, I always was doing them on Periscope, where people can ask me questions, anything they want to share a story. I wish they had the feature where they can call in and actually hear you. Actually, I thought about that where I can combine Instagram and let people call in and actually do it through YouTube as well. Someone actually said something about Instagram, so that might be a way where I could actually do that. Um, so that's something I can experiment with in the future. How you doing, Tammy? Hey, Karen, how you doing? Um, so the good thing about, Periscope, people would just jump in and come out of nowhere and ask questions all the time. Hangout for Google. I haven't really played with it. Hello, Jacqueline. Thank you, Amber. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, the call-ins are really good, but I might be able to swing something the next time I do that. I'm gonna try to experiment with something with Instagram. So what I was thinking I could do is that if I go live on a Q&A here, I can invite someone on Instagram Live, and I can show my other phone um, to this, and you guys can hear, and you guys can come onto the Instagram, and this way we can do a little bit of both. Hello, LR. How we doing? Hold on. So anyone have any questions as I'm just jumping here? I know people start to come in and out. Again, I've only been using YouTube for about a month or so. Weird. I can't pin any comment. Yeah, Amy, I'm still getting used to it. Hmm. It's not letting me. Oh, maybe that why? Making sure all these things I use for YouTube that I know what I'm doing here. How we doing, Vicky? Okay, so oh, the pinning to the top is not working. Okay. Yeah, there's something wrong on YouTube. It seems like I was trying to pin a comment and I can't do it. How we doing, Andrew? Um, I'm really excited for all you guys to see the crazy evidence um, that we've discovered while at the Mason house leading up to the exorcism ritual I performed. It's crazy. I really think this documentary is going to be pretty damn terrifying. Um, and the full 2-minute trailer should probably be out within the next 2 weeks, and hoping for the documentary to be done, and premiered sometime in April. Yes, Tammy, I can see you. The face I saw, Brittany. Are you talking about the Bel Air house? Oh, nice, Andrew. Very cool. Good evening, Mike. It's going okay. I just got back from the gym. Can't speak. Went back from the gym, and I was doing some more reviewing of video evidence. Yes, definitely LR. Doing well. How we doing, David? Invite you to what? Um, so the face that I saw up in the Beller house was the Mason's face. I was holding the SLS and we were up in the attic, and that's where the portal was. And that crazy night we had with all the when we put on all the gateway devices and the spirit boxes and stuff like that, I never felt anything like that ever. I was using the SLS and I was looking in the corner, and then I just looked up and I saw this grayish greenish face with like no eyes and just darkness. And that's when I yelped out and freaked out. And I asked who or what it was, and it said it's him, the Mason. Um, so I believe he showed himself to me again. It was leading up to going back to that house and doing all that sort of thing. But that's what I saw. Yeah, it seems like the chat is a little funky tonight in YouTube. If there's anyone that asked me groups in Connecticut, if they ask you, no groups have asked me. I mean, people ask me to investigate sometimes if they're from the area. Open to doing any of that sometimes. Nice, Mike. Very cool. Thank you. And appreciate if you're just coming in here. Make sure you like this video and share it out anywhere you can. And infinitely thank you as I build this up using YouTube, from Periscope. How we doing, Bill? What's up, Alfred? Haunted by Haunted. How we doing? Well, the scream that happened on the live feed, and some of you guys were really good and caught that. I don't even know if we would have been able to know that was there. And it actually came through only on the live feed from this phone on the dresser, and I smelled that putrid smell all around the dresser before I went to sleep. And there was a more professional camera next to that camera, and it didn't pick it up on that camera at the same exact time signature. There's no rational way with especially the decimal volume level of the scream that's on this phone when I left it on live streaming all night, that it would never have picked up on the other camera. So in my opinion, there's no question that was paranormal. Now, on another night, we caught another crazy. It's way crazier, way like it sounds like a woman had her last moments before she died, screaming bloody murder while we were sleeping. Again, in one of the rooms. I do have some videos on TikTok. I was posting a bunch, and I kind of slowed down a little bit, but here and there, I post some stuff. Yeah, wait till you hear the other scream. It is absolutely terrifying. It's so ridiculous, it sounds fake. I shit you not. It is horrible, horrible. And then you hear a big thump, and it sounds like it could have been her body hitting the floor. It's some sort of residual energy where I think that these women probably were tortured and killed. And it's like something right out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's insane. But it's just, again, it's more validation to what we experienced, Dave and I, first initially going to this property and then having to return. I mean, after these years of it hovering around me. Guys, I've already caught so much stuff that I missed. Um, and the demon's name that was coming up in the Mason's house is associated with children's sacrifices. Um, like I was just the last point that I just reviewed a part when I was in the basement. I go, what do you think about um, doing an exorcism ritual here in the house? And you hear that someone says the demon name, and then "Urgh," it sounds straight up like a dog growling, straight up, right after I said that, and I didn't even notice it when it first happened. That was the last piece of evidence I just was labeling to send to the producer. Hey, Lori. Yeah, sometimes with recorders, man. Sure, Brandy, absolutely. Sure, you can message me on Instagram or my Gmail, Sean Austin's Music at Gmail, SeanAustins music at Gmail. What part of Connecticut? I'm supposed to have a residential case on Monday, which I believe that they're going to allow me to um, document. So then I would live feed that again for you guys. Obviously, I make sure that they're okay with that. Um, uh, so Monday night, I may be live streaming an investigation at that house. It's in Norwich. Um, are you talking about Norwich State Hospital? That place is super haunted. I went once. A lot of creepy stuff happened. I believe Eric's live tomorrow night. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd love to check out a new place. Sure. It's an antique shop. Oh, okay. And they give you access to investigate there. Very cool. I'd be very interested in checking that out with you guys. Perfectly imperfect. Welcome. Welcome to my channel, and hope you enjoy everything. And I do these Q&As to answer people's questions, anything about the paranormal. Very cool, Brandy. Well, I appreciate that. Sounds good to me. I know, haunted by haunted. I investigated in live stream for like 12 days straight. Sounds good, Brandy. Is that house where you were going really haunted bad? Oh, the one on Monday. I believe they went to an Airbnb and there was some creepy stuff. It was haunted, and they thought something may have followed them home. So, do a little investigation and just bless their home. See what's going on. And again, anyone just coming in here, appreciate, just like this video and share it out. Anyone who's interested in live investigations or likes the paranormal. Is it hard for me to sleep in some places? Yeah, Brittany, as you'd expect. Yeah, I mean, when I was in the Bel Air house, I had that really terrifying nightmare. It was so bad I had to call my dad to make sure he was okay. And then from then on, I blessed my bedroom where I was sleeping filled with all these creepy dolls for the next week. And um, yeah, I mean, I didn't have anything more crazy happen in the room with me. Like that's why I blessed the room constantly. I was like, dude, you know, especially when you got to investigate constantly every day. I mean, um, you got to make sure you have rest and because if you don't have rest and you're knocked down, I mean, things can mess with you and influence you. Just because someone gets grabbed, Tammy, it's not evil. Thank you, Boutiques22. Really appreciate the super chat, and welcome. Um, no, no, I think a lot of because of shows in Hollywood, we fear the unknown. So things that happen, it's very easy to assume that it's the worst case scenario. Like, oh my God, something moved in the room. It's a demon. No, I mean most of the time, um, people, um, ghosts, they're just looking for attention. You ever see the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze? I mean, it's the same deal. It's the same deal. Um, they're looking for acknowledgement. They're looking to get their you know communication. They want to be able to say something, to release something by projecting it outwards, whether it be to a child who's susceptible and um, still fresh from the spirit realm, or just people in general. They're stuck. They're earthbound for whatever the reason, they because of something that happened to them, or how they are energetically, consciously, um, and so forth. So it's just a lot of things come into play with that. Yeah, there's spirits around me at all times. I had a spirit say the number. It just said to me 100. It said 117 the other night, and I don't know what it means. Um, I thought that was weird. I heard a woman scream. I've heard a lot of stuff in my bedroom, on and off months. Like I'll hear like babies crying to people whispering my ear, my name. I mean, but then nothing will happen. I mean, it goes in waves. Um, it's not like crazy crazy all the time, but things happen. I've gotten used to a lot, Brittany. it's it's not my first rodeo. Now, the first time that stuff happened to me, I mean, my first paranormal experience ever, getting an EVP of a little girl, and then a couple of weeks afterwards, I saw a shadow of a little girl, and I jumped up and yelped out like a dying seal. "Ah!" It was light out already, and yeah, I mean, now at this point, I've experienced pretty much all you can experience almost. Yes, I've connected with loved ones that have passed. Yes. Hmm. I'm still learning about my abilities. I mean, obviously, I feel more geared to use that on investigations. Like I've said, I've practiced read on people, see if I could pick up things. Sometimes I have to really concentrate on it. Close my eyes and just it's shutting your mind off and see what kind of images come to you telepathically and words. And when I'm investigation, sometimes it comes very naturally. It's very prevalent. It's very profound. It's there and just starts coming to me naturally. And sometimes it's a little tougher to kind of get at some of that. It's just different every time. If you're getting scratched and you think it's paranormal, I mean, one scratch is okay. Like, you can wonder about it, try to rationalize it, but I would look for other things that would take place to pile onto your theory on what may be going on. Just because you get one scratch, you'll be like, okay, I'm in trouble. I would assume that there's going to be other stuff that may happen from there if it's going to increase in the level of activity. Um, so it wouldn't just be that one thing. If it started to go on, then I would be, a little concerned. Yes, Brittany, I do have some sort of form of psychometry. I do, if I touch any item, I can feel energy off of it, if it's haunted or not, 100%. Brandy sounds good. I'll check it out when I'm done. Um, and actually, Psychic told me years ago that I would have some form of psychometry, and they were right. Um, Sometimes I'll get images, but my body will just react to it. If I pick up an item, it's the same feeling I would get if I just walk into a home. I'm like, whoa, I feel the energy. It hits me like a ton of bricks. Um, if it's three scratches, yeah, the demonic usually does the mockery of the Holy Trinity, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. If you guys remember at the Mason house, if you were watching, Eric and I were in the living room and we got three distinct thumps. And I asked on video if they were mocking the Holy Trinity, and it said yes. On review, the three booms are very distinct. They are definitely there. And I would presume that will be in the documentary as well, which you guys watched live with no editing in our favor. No problem, Brent. Any Paracon? What's up, David? I got nothing right now, man. Uh, I may have signed on to some event um in Virginia around Halloween at a plantation. As soon as I know more about that, I'll let you know. That's the only thing I got going right now. And again, thank you if you're just coming here to like this video and share it out. Um, uh, La di da. Repeat yourself over and over again, Sean. As everybody else does in this lovely platform. Maybe a side trip to Cabin on 360. I know, I was just there. Um, and it was pretty crazy. I know you still have to check that place out, David. I've had deja vu happen many times. Many times. I just had a bunch happen to me over the course of the last week or so. No, that wasn't a plantation, Stephanie. That was a hotel. I almost did a Paracon in Chicago. Got canceled. It was going to happen in October. Got canceled. There was a lot of events that I had to cancel. Oops. There you go. So yeah, I know Chris Fleming. Good people. Um, yeah, I would have really enjoyed going to Chicago. There was a bunch that I was lining up to do. Yes, Bachelor Grove Cemetery. I know about that place. So many places that I'd love to check out. I feel very blessed and humbled during the pandemic, the amount of traveling that I've done. I mean, over the summer, guys, I was in Kentucky. We went to the Waverly Hills. I went to Bobby Mackey's. We went to this haunted cave that I'm going to edit down that you guys didn't even get to see. You guys are going to love that. Um, all the places I went in Connecticut, and then all the places we went September and October. Crazy. That's pretty intense, Tammy. Yeah, that's right. David was there on that trip. With Waverly Hills. It was that place was crazy. Um, that place is so huge, and if you didn't watch that video edited down on my YouTube, you definitely should. It's creepy as hell. Um, well, spirit guides would be, more like human souls or loved ones that once, you knew in life. They're kind of watching over you, wanting you to accomplish your mission. And the guardian angels are, I mean, they're angels. It's a different ball game, but same principle, I would say, right? Yeah, some of those woods can be super haunted. Tammy, yeah, la di da, la di da. Do I have opinion on dowsing rods? Do I have a funny ghost encounter? Gosh, I mean, I think people from my periscopes have watched quite a few. um, I remember doing a live stream at a cemetery. I don't know if some of you guys were there that's in this from Periscope, but there was a troll in the chat, and through the spirit box goes troll. And I was giving him like a speech because I was why, you shouldn't be so, condescending about even though you don't believe in ghosts. And then the guy came through, said something like, "You tell him." And everybody in like the chat was dying laughing, saying, "You just got freaking pounced on by a ghost. You got trolled by a ghost, the troll." I thought that was pretty funny. I mean, there's a bunch of weird, funny things that have happened throughout the years. Yeah, no worries, Brittany. Thank you, perfectly imperfect. Um, well, here, let me get to David's question. I don't, I think that there's a danger personally with dowsing rods because it's the same thing as a Ouija board. You're putting your hand on an inanimate object and you're asking the spirit to move with you. And with that's a danger to inadvertent channeling, which is just like putting your hand on the planchette. There's actually a good episode of a haunting. You should watch it. John Zaffis is on it. It's called Ghost Hunter. It's about a story of a mom who was a cop, brought her son on an investigation into a local cemetery. I believe it may have been Connecticut or Massachusetts. And the boy was using the dowsing rods, and shit followed him home, started getting scratched, attacked, and he literally had to have like an exorcism done on him. And all he did was play with the dowsing rods. Let's see. Why is the church not? Well, remember there the Bible's been written over like 19 times. Man's had its hand in it. I don't box myself into, everything when it comes to, you become too close-minded. Obviously, like, I'm Catholic and spiritual. I'm all about the angels, the Blessed Mother, and Jesus. I pray every day. But there's a broader spectrum that does go on, and I've experienced these types of things. Um, but you think about, how the churches are not a lot of the churches are not versed in the paranormal sector, and families go to local churches and they don't know how to help them. There's only like certain sections of like the church that are able to like get the right people or priests to go bless a home or exercise a home. Let's see. Your grandmother. Yeah, definitely could be. Spirits are everywhere. What's your favorite scary movie? No, I have not. Free in Jesus, I have not. Um, Gosh, I mean, The Exorcist is definitely up there, one of the best horror movies. Um, hmm. I'd probably think that was probably the best scary movie of all time. I mean, for the year that movie came out, and still to this day, it's just so disturbing. And knowing that it was based off a true story. Um, have you ever seen like The Entity from the '80s? Anyone seen that movie? It's based on a true story. A woman's being sexually attacked by like an incubus spirit for many years. Um, that's a really creepy movie if you haven't seen it. It's from like the early '80s. I think they were supposed to remake it, of course, but you watch that movie, it's effective. It'll scare you. I'm just gonna catch up here. I think I missed some stuff. All right. Did Ralph view some of the Mason investigation? Did he say how he felt about it? I just showed him the shadow we just caught. Oh, well, I caught on my video from the live stream, guys. Crazy shadow. It's peeking behind the closet, and it's nuts. Wait till you see it. And it's moving. That's creepy, freaking Jesus. How do you become a demonologist? Um, yeah, I mean, they say that it's a calling. For me, it was like a calling. It happened to me in the middle of my life out of nowhere, and as soon as I got involved in doing stuff, I started going. I went on a podcast, and then people were like, "You have a calling." I guess the way I spoke about things and how I approached it, and then I did my own podcast and bringing on guests and hearing other people's stories and learning from them, and us just picking each other's brains about everything, and that led me to Ralph, who's a demonologist, and then being on the Demon Files with him, doing cases with him, um, helped me to become really more doused and you know delving into that genre of the paranormal, or the corner of the paranormal. So you got to be careful with that too. So yes, Ralph is great. I actually just I purchased on Amazon another 100 Saint Benedict medals to his house. He blessed it with the relic of the True Cross, and I should have it on Monday for this case. Oh, very interesting, LR. I have to watch that documentary. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight. The Roland Doe, The Exorcist story. That's the shock doc on Discovery Plus. I'm definitely gonna watch that. I don't know if you know about that. And they only did 3 episodes, I think, because Ralph wanted to kind of just do testing of the waters and see what would happen at the time, if I stand correct. Um, I wish it was longer. I wish we were still doing that show to this day. I think it would have done really well, maybe on a different network. I think Destination America was probably the wrong place that we should have gone. Do you watch Ghost Adventures? Yes, I have. I have. I just watched the Cecil Hotel episode. I thought that was great, creepy, and would love to investigate that myself, get a feel for it. Um, they've paved the way for many people too, and doing shows and getting the paranormal out there in a big way. And I think that's, I mean, Zach has created an empire for himself. You got to respect that. I went to his museum. It's absolutely amazing. I would love to investigate it. Um, I have no idea. I didn't hear that. Yeah, I know all about that LR. It's pretty creepy about the blocked off part of the hospital. Yeah, Brent, you can watch it on Discovery Plus right now. Oh yeah, I love Jaws. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Right there with you on that. Hello, Rhonda. I really think this Mason House documentary is going to creep the heck out of people. Yeah, and I would be doing this every week typically, and I plan to do these Q and A's. And I'm actually gonna next time I do Q and A, I'm gonna put my Instagram live on another phone, and I'm gonna let people call in, and you can come on and video chat with me. I'll invite you on, and you can ask your question. I'll hold it up to the YouTube. Um, this way, I can kind of do that feature from now on for a little bit. Vicky, I think it's going to be released in April if everything goes according to plan. The most haunted place in Connecticut, in my opinion. I mean, Norwich Hospital's really, really bad. I was in part of that. I mean, those mental type of hospitals are, you know, really messed up energy. Um, I would say that's one of them for sure. Nice, Tammy. I've been to a bunch of places just to go and check it out. What is that? Psychography? What do you mean? Heck, this. What's going on? Your books and CDs are on their way. Mailed it out a couple days ago. Spirit writing? You mean like automatic writing? Yeah, the trailer will probably be released in 2 weeks, and I want to hype the heck out of it and really get a buzz going on, people talking about it. So appreciate everyone who shares it out when we get that trailer. I think it's going to be really creepy. This is a unique, creepy story. Well, thank you, Anne. I appreciate that. Well, like I said, thank you so much. If you can share this out to anyone who's into the paranormal, and I do this, been doing this for years on Periscope. You can ask some of the people, lovely people in here. I've done hours and hours and hours of answering people's questions and stuff. I like to do these things to bring you in to share, you know, my knowledge, my experiences, my opinions about your experiences and stuff like that. And by the time I do a live investigation, you can kind of like get a deeper understanding how I approach the paranormal, how I do cases and things like that. And it can bring some spiritual awareness to us all in the process. If you don't know what you're doing, automatic writing can be, dangerous too. Um, I know people that do it. I mean, I could just sit there and start writing stuff, whatever I hear, but I personally wouldn't want to let a spirit, take over any part of my body for any reason. I don't judge anyone who does that sort of thing, but me personally, no. Whatever I pick up, I just want to naturally pick it up. If I get images or feelings, it's there. I'll announce it, and then hopefully that it connects or correlates with scientific equipment or to an individual experience or an experience as a whole to all the people that are there, what's going on, or the people that are dealing with it in their home or whatever it may be. And again, thank you so much. If you're just coming in to like this video and share it out if possible, thank you so much. No, I've never done channeling. I'll feel the emotions of spirits and stuff like that, and I'm just like, oh, but I would never want them to channel through me. I feel like it's like almost like I'm just like I'm an antenna and I'm picking up every energetic characterization to the spirit, where it's almost like I want to do what they do type of deal. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I just follow the lead. I'm just trying to decipher. You know, I'm using it as an opportunity to decipher what kind of spirit that's there, um, and who's around us and what they're trying to communicate. Yeah, hospitals. all the emotions that people experience, losing their loved ones and the suffering in general. I mean, any place like that will leave a stain on the planet and the space for an eternity. I More power to you. Perfectly imperfect. That's just something I wouldn't do personally. No visits from the Mason. No. Have I ever done an open reading before? What, just for a bunch of people, David? Yeah, like I said, I don't judge other people how they do stuff. I don't judge other people who have different faith systems than me. I mean, obviously, I do things the way, you know, I was brought up Catholic, but like, from my experience, it's what I do and how I do things. So, um, I like the way that Bishop McKenna actually approached the paranormal. He was, one of the main exorcists the Ed and Lorraine Warren used, and he would actually go and help all sorts of families who had all sorts of different faiths, and he'd go there and do the Catholic prayers over them, even if they were different faith. And that's the way I am. I would try to help anybody, even if they're a different faith than me, to see if I can help them. If they're willing to like listen to me and just let me do what I do and be open to things, then that's great. I would never want to force anybody to do anything they don't feel comfortable with, but I would at least try to help them. Um, and so I definitely respect that. Yes, anyone who's interested, who don't know, um, here are my two CDs. They're kind of like the mini soundtracks to my books. First is for The Shadow Chaser, The In Between, and Shadow Chaser. Here, these are my two books. Um, I have two books released now. Ugh. Well, here's my first book, and if you want this book or the next book signed, I mail them out from my website, SeanDAustin.com. Anywhere in the U.S., I mail out signed copies to my books and CDs. Otherwise, you can get my books on Amazon as well as my music. Um, and soon I will have shirts and pictures signed if that's something that you'd be interested in as well. And then this DVD, when it's done, I will be selling signed copies of the physical DVD too when it's out. If you don't have holy water, is there a way to bless a necklace? I mean, if you have no way to bless it, you can always pray over it and have the intent to give it that sort of extra zing. But obviously, having someone of religious significance and actually bless it would be a good thing. I would love to go back and record some of these new songs, Brent. I spent so much money on my last EP. Um, I didn't expect to not be able to go do Paracons and sell all these CDs. I have so many CDs left that I have to go through. Um, I spent thousands just to be able to record four songs. So yeah, trust me, I would go back yesterday, if I could. Um, but I got to see how things pan out first. But definitely, um, Brittany, I will definitely do a music scope and play some music for sure. I was doing that on scope too, but yeah, of course I'd love to be. I mean, I can write songs so easily and so quickly. Um, that was my first passion before the paranormal. I mean, it's invisible therapist to me. Um, so yeah, I love music and I love creating. It's a release for me in many ways. So um, yeah, trust me. Whenever I can get back down there again and it's fitting, I would do it. Thank you, Hecbus. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Trudy. Yes, my birthday is next Saturday. Oh, thank you, LR. Oh, well, happy early birthday to you too, LR. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I see that. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. It's nothing like creating a song and then going into the studio and bringing it to its fullest potential sound wise. Oh, geez, Vicky. I probably will be drinking, yeah. I'm probably gonna have some drinks with some friends. I don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I don't know. Thank you, Amber. Um, he was hovering around me, threatening me all the time, saying, "You have hell to pay. I'll slit your throat. You'll pay for taking those women from me." Um, and I think he was trying to, I was talking to somebody, a girl over the summer, and there was a lot of just negativity around this year, which a lot of us went through. I didn't expect to be up here in Connecticut, the shit that happened, and I'm up here randomly, and um, you know, um, there was straight up demonic activity going on. I took a trip with this girl, and we had straight up. Well, I'll tell you, we actually went to Nashville, um, and I woke up and I heard her screaming my name in her voice, and I got up and she was asleep. And then the same thing happened to her. She heard my voice screaming her name in her ear. She saw a shadow at the door, and then I had a nightmare of my old dog cut in half, yelping, and my mom crying. And then the next night, I felt someone poke me in the back 3 times, and I just didn't feel myself leading up to that moment and taking that trip. And the whole thing just it turned into a mess on both sides of the fence. And then I was at a cemetery with some of you guys and live, and then like he took credit for it took credit for messing with me in the situation with this person, and laughed and called me weak, and it said Mason. And that in that moment, I knew um, that I had to return to the house, um, because I took women away from him. So what's the best way to try to get revenge against me is go after females around me. Um, so obviously that's why it's personal to me, and I obviously was pissed off because it wasn't a fun experience. Because I feel like there was definitely a little oppression on me there, and it was not an easy walk in the park for a hot minute there. So yeah, and realizing that I can't let that be around me and try to influence my personal relationships. And when I finalized plans to do the documentary, two girls that I know I'm friends with got scratched out of nowhere, and I just felt concerned. I'm just like, look, it's lashing out at like females around me that I know. And even my friend Jackie, who was actually there when I was there initially 5 years ago, she got scratched on her neck, and she felt piercing pain in her female area, um, without knowing, you know, there was like abortions and stuff that happened there. She got claw marks on her neck. We were trying to look for the scratch marks for the documentary. I can't find them anywhere. It was so long ago. Didn't expect this to happen. Actually, I was returning to the house, the Mason house. I was just going to do it, and I was going to live stream it all. And then out of nowhere, this documentary just happened really quickly. The guy wanted to come and heard the story, and then it just happened really, really fast out of nowhere. So everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and I'm just following that lead and just trying to keep myself. And that's why I also had Ralph read the minor rite of exorcism over me before going back there, just to have that extra wave of protection going into this place because I didn't know what to expect. And you'll see that on the documentary. which you saw a little bit piece of the teaser. Um, I forget offhand Brittany and Meridian, Middletown, but I've been to a bunch of places. I don't know offhand. I was looking up so many places over the summer. You definitely have to be careful in doing this work, and that seems to be like Um, oh, thank you, Vicky. Um, you know, evil spirits look for your weakest part, your weakness. So, um, obviously, that situation, I was weakened and susceptible, and having that realization of what was happening and what was contributing to the situation, that I knew I had to go back. As a matter of fact, I mean, I'm sure some of you guys were there that day. I was in the cemetery and I was getting really pissed off and cursing at it. Then I knew that he was responsible for some of the chaos within me and the situation in general. So, um, yeah, it's a very unique story. I mean, literally, I have to return back to a place over 5 years because I crossed over two women's souls that were trapped in some sort, imprisoned in freaking hell, and took souls away from the devil. So this man that once was a man is some sort of demonic, half man, demonic thing. I don't freaking know. And, you know, I got to return back there to get more answers, investigate, to get more validation of what went on, and then to really just set off a bomb of God and light in that place. Um, yeah, Rhonda, definitely. Any paranormal tools on my wish list? Hmm. Hmm. Um, there's like a thermal camera um, attachment that goes onto a phone. Um, that could be something cool. I think Dave has it. Like normal thermal cameras are like ridiculously expensive, but I think there's an add-on you can just put onto a phone. That would be something cool to have. I would like to get back into taking pictures too, just snapping still pictures. I haven't really. When I first started, I was taking so many pictures. Yeah, Andrew, definitely. Yeah, it's not bad, Hecbus. Yeah, I think the normal thermal camera is like $1,000. Endless supply of batteries and charging cords. Yeah, all paranormal investigators need that. So we can't disclose the location, but it's used as an Airbnb. They do let people investigate there, actually. Um, if you want to read about what happened, the entire Mason story before watching the documentary, get my first book. It's all in here. It's all in here. Um, the whole kit and caboodle. But um, yeah, uh, obviously for privacy reasons. I mean, there wasn't exactly just Casper the Ghost in this place. Um, I wouldn't have had to return if there was nothing going on there. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I can't pin comments tonight. I don't know what's up with that. Why is that? Did they take it away again? Yeah, that's right. Hecbus. Yep. Thank you. Perfectly imperfect. That's right. Oh, there you go. Two Rome. Very cool. Yeah, it's not bad price. Um, to be able to have that. Yeah, it's not bad. Um, I wish, I wish that there was like they made like a cell phone specifically for infrared, so the quality could be so much better for live streaming. Because the phone I have, I mean, it's great. It's been so beneficial for over the years, but it's an older phone and the quality is not as good. Um, you know, but at some point, I'm sure. So appreciative to be able to have that over the course of the last 5 years, live streaming and having the infrared. Um, I was the first person to live stream with infrared, like on online with Periscope. Nobody had that shit. And Paranologies, he made it for me. I was testing it back and forth with him, and I was the first one to get it going. Yes, they can. The amount of light anomalies from the Mason House guys, it's ridiculous. There's like a dozen that I already caught. Crazy light anomalies flying everywhere, all over the damn place. There was no bugs in there. There was nothing. They'll stop and change directions. I mean, they were just legit spirit energy. Really wild. So much activity. Yeah. My favorite piece of equipment to use? Well, I like the straight up communication. I just want to talk to them immediately. All right, who's here? Am I hearing something? And then what's the spirit box going to say? Like the SB7, the gateway, or, some of these cool applications where you can use, or straight up EVPs, the SLS, and, be able to see them or hear them immediately. Just, you get that gratification very quickly and get answers quickly. Oh, well, thank you, Owen. Appreciate that. Memphis, Tennessee. Nice. Yeah. Same to you, Owen. It's possible, Anne. I mean, innovation will always progress. I think we've come a long way, even in the paranormal field, with some of the stuff that we can use. In the old days, all they had was a video camera and audio recorder. That is it. That's why they'd resort to doing seances and things like that, and playing more of the riskier games. That's true. Haunted by Haunted. Yes. No bugs. But all the places that I'd like to go outside, I can't go to because it's freaking freezing. I mean, if it was nice weather, guys, I'd be live streaming all. I was live streaming on Periscope all over the damn place this past summer. God, I totally forgot. I'm losing my mind. I have not been to Dudleytown. I'd love to go. Yeah, Sarah. Yep, I know. I did so many cemetery streams. Yeah, I saw that. Sad. Definitely hope she recovers. I mean, my dad's in the hospital right now too. He had serious back issues. He's 88 years old, and evil spirits have been calling out stuff about my dad and passing away. So it can get a little scary. Losing my mind. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, Sarah. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nancy. I'm sure. I mean, definitely plenty. Thank you, LR. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. I think he'll be okay with the back, but he's so old. Anything can happen at any given moment. So obviously it crosses your mind something could go on. Inevitability is something we can't win in a battle against any of us. I bet I'll win. Acknowledgement to, you know, souls that have passed away can do that. Thank you, Trudy. That's right, Anne. Definitely. Thank you, Owen. You too, Rhonda. There it is. I'm trying to extract all the lives from this summer up until this point that I stopped, and then edit them down to put on YouTube. I don't know if they're gonna. Does anyone know if the videos are gonna stay on Periscope? Because I don't. I'm still gonna have to get them out just in case. Yes, Trudy, absolutely. Oh, thanks, man. Especially taking a little break from investigating the paranormal. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah. You can ask me any question you'd like. Have a good night, Owen. As I'm downing such loveliness in a bottle right here. Yeah, I'm taking it out regardless, Trudy. I don't want to lose it. All the videos. Yeah, chalky milk. I'm a big fan. Some of you guys know I crave chocolate milk after investigating all the time too. I just did a nice workout. They actually say it's healthy to have chocolate milk after you work out. Hello, Randy. How we going? Cheers. Hello, Dawn. Uh, he just had some calcium buildup in the bottom of his spine, some really bad sciatica. So I think he should be okay. But again, I'm just saying, he's really old. He's up there. I mean, this August of this year, he'll be 89, God willingly. That sounds great, Amy. Thank you, Tammy. Appreciate it. I don't know, man. Meth, dude, you can ask me a question. I don't know what you want me to invite you to. Yeah, I can't invite people on with video or audio in this one. That was a feature that Periscope had. I know, I'm a freak with my chocolate milk, man. That's how it is. True, Diane. Thank you, Haunted by Haunted. Yeah, I know. It totally should be. It totally should be that feature. I mean, that should be a given. No, I have not, Laurel. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Amber. How we doing, Daniela? Not bad. How about yourself? I'm always ready for summer, Diane. You guys got any other questions you want to ask me? Hey, Kathy. That sucks, Daniela. I'm always ready to go to the beach too. Minus 30? No. You can keep that. You can keep that, Dawn. Trying to prove to a friend who's a skeptic. Um, Took him to a local cemetery that has a lore of three women in white that would chase you out. I took him there, and instead, I had my first experience EVP of a little girl. Um, and then a little girl followed me home. I didn't know I had an EVP of her voice till the next day. Saw a shadow of a little girl a couple weeks later, and that was my trigger into the paranormal. I haven't investigated outside the U.S. besides a little bit in Canada. Um, Poveglia Island is definitely super. If there's any place in the world though that my number one place that I would love to be in, even if I was by myself for 24 hours, would be the Amityville house. Give me 24 hours in that place, even if I'm by myself. It's my number one. Because now I have personal connection to it. Um, Thank you, perfectly imperfect. Scared of you? I don't know what you're talking about. I'd love to go overseas and go to castles and all that stuff. Be amazing. But that would be my number one place I'd love to go to. Velisca. I heard it's been quiet there lately, but I've never been there, and I definitely would still like to check it out. That's definitely on my list too. He's got calcium buildup in his lower spine, so I don't know if they're gonna try to extract it or what, but it should be okay. It seems like he should be okay for now. So I mean, obviously a back issue with some nerve stuff is, you know, but so far so good. Thank you. Sorry to hear that. Perfectly imperfect. Yeah, my dad had me so late too. Oh, I have too, Andrew. Yeah, hopefully it's something like that, Kathy. Oh, deaf leopard, yeah. Yeah, sciatica, it's a nerve that goes right down your leg from your back. I can imagine, Danielle. Yeah, right, Brandy? No, I haven't discussed another week of investigations, but definitely going to. I just got to get through the rest of this Mason footage. I'd like to get another edited video up for YouTube, but yes, definitely we'll plan another trip for you guys and we'll live stream the heck out of another situation or place that we can go to. Yeah, that stuff's serious, the Amityville stuff. It hovered around me for quite some times, and as you guys see, it comes through still. I have not been to the Stanley. Yeah, Kathy. I'd love to, though. Another one on my list. I have a lot on my paranormal bucket list, and again, I don't know. See what kind of places we can land next time we make a trip. Yeah, it's true, Kathy. I don't mind spirits saying my name when I'm sleeping as long as they're not hovering over me, fantasizing about ripping me to shreds. If they're just like, Sean, can you pray for me? I'm here. Hi. I don't mind that. The other thing is a different story. I've investigated with some people. I was really going to do a lot of it right before the pandemic happened, after Ghost, um, whatever that show was called, aired after it was done. I was going to do a lot of that. So there's one now I plan to do in, I think, in October, and I'm sure there'll be more that I'll be able to do with you guys. I actually was considering. I was talking to the producer about doing a screening of the documentary, and then picking like a 25 people VIP to come to it, do a screening of it, and then we do a Q&A, and then we sign DVDs for people. I thought it'd be a really good idea to do that, actually, maybe sometime in April if it's done by then. Definitely. Dogs are sensitive. They will pick up on things for sure. Can't teach a dog that ghosts aren't real, so they don't lose that gift like some of us when we're growing up as kids. The death car sounds like a party. I'll say the death tunnel definitely lived up to its name when Eric and I were down that tunnel. If you guys watch how creepy that was when I heard that breath right in my ear, and I jumped, probably scared the crap out of some of you guys who watched that scene. New Orleans is on my list. I almost got to a year or two ago, and I just came close, but that's still on my list. I've been doing this for 11, going on. It'll be 12 years at some point this year. Boy, a lot has happened since then. Um, I don't know. I don't know why you'd be watching RuPaul's Drag Race. But hey, man, if I'm taking precedent over over that, then I feel special. Yeah. Well, like I said, after this documentary, probably no girl's gonna want to date me. Oh God, I'll just giggle and laugh at it. It's kind of funny. Oh, it's just a funny, interesting life I live. Ralph told me a story like some girls like, we want to go on a date with me or something like that, and he's like, who, me and all the inhabitants of hell? Really? You ready for that? And I get a good little giggle out of it because I'm just like, damn, I kind of know what he means a little bit there. Yeah, I've had sciatica too before. Yeah, it's definitely not boring. Yeah, it's definitely lots of book stories to write about. As painful as some of them can be, the experiences. Um, but you know, as much as I wish none of some of the none of the things that happened to me, some of the things that happened to me this summer. Um, I guess this documentary is giving purpose to it, and um, at least it's visual for me. I mean, obviously, I always try to say everything happens for a reason, and even if things are rough for you, and there's a reason for it. You got to cope with it, deal with it, be stronger because of it, um, learn from it, and I guess this documentary is gonna display that. The story of what I experienced, what I endured, and the risks that we take investigating and involving ourselves in the spirit world, and the types of scenarios that can take place, not even just on the physical plane, but on the spiritual plane. Because, like I said, this is an interesting story. It's not just going back um, to help a family um, or a person that's being attacked. Like, I was going back because I'm being haunted by something because it's pissed off I took its property away, like these women's souls. And like I said, if I saw a woman and a child on the side of the road, injured and bloody on the side of the road, I mean, would you keep driving, or would you stop and try to help them? And I think of these human souls the same way as I would do that situation. And that's why I did what I did, because I felt like it was right. Jesus was crucified to save souls, and if I had the opportunity to be a vessel or a medium in between trying to make that happen and give a soul opportunities to find peace, then so be it. And then I had to deal with what I dealt with because of it, because I stepped in the way of evil. Yes, I've seen shadows. Yeah, yeah. I was considering looking at a trip to like go down to like Key West. I need some like salt water, air, and pine. Not pine trees. No, 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 no. The furthest thing from pine trees, palm trees. Um, being after I'll be in all these dark depths of hell places. All the negativity, haunted by haunted, definitely will feed negative situations. People are indulging more. People are drinking more. I mean, I've had my own struggles this year personally, with families and things around me, and it's been a battle. Um, um, but yes, absolutely, contributor. Yes, Deb. Mm-hmm. No. Yes, Vicky. Yeah. No, I'm totally over the um, winter. Oh, I've done well thus far. Old haunted hotels in Vegas. No, I've been to Vegas a couple times. I was at Zach's Museum. I was just talking about that briefly before. Um, there you go, Vicky. Yes, ready for spring and beach. Yeah, like I said, I've been all around the country. Um, I haven't, knock on wood, I've had no COVID experience. Um, I don't know. I don't want to jinx myself, but so far so good. You can have it, Kathy. Oh, I love the museum. Nothing of the Dulos case right now. It's cold, and trust me, I'll update you on anything significant that I'm able to. Absolutely, Kathy. Which documentary? I've seen a bunch of the documentaries on Jennifer. Yeah. Well, I was there a lot longer at the Bel Air, but I mean, as soon as I, tried to even take a nap on the first day at the Mason House, I smelled a putrid shit smell in my nose, and I heard "you" in my ear. Um, I mean, we captured a lot of stuff on video, um, but I've only reviewed. We had some crazy stuff happen at the Bel Air House. I mean, that night up in the attic when all that stuff was going AWOL, unforgettable. But a lot of that was also leading up to going to the Mason House. Um, it just, it was all nuts. It was all connected. It was just all crazy. I mean, as soon as we got to the Mason House, like the activity, I mean, we have so many more light anomalies. They were flying all over the place. The responses were insane. Some of the responses were insane too in Bel Air. It was just, yeah, it was really, really crazy that night. I told you I felt like I was in the room with every evil, dark entity that I've ever encountered, all in the same room at the same time. It was all there with me. Yeah, I just jumped on Periscope before Kathy to try to get some more people on here. It's tough. I mean, I had 21,000 followers on there, and I'm not gonna be able to retain all those people. I think only in the last month I was able to get 400 or 500 subscribers, but gotta use whatever I can get. I bet, Vicky. Yeah, that's why I got up and almost left the room. Well, most importantly, and if we can make that happen when it happens, um, the possible ability of giving closure to the families. Yeah. And if you're just coming to this saying cat, um, this chat again, I appreciate if you like this video. Hey Bridget, how we doing? Who would you love to see appear in front of you while I'm awake? I don't know. Jesus, positive experience. Ed Warren, an angel. I mean, I've seen angels, not like right in front of me, but I've felt their presence. Yeah, the room full of dolls all week was fun. Not in the house, no, Kathy. Yeah, definitely. No, I never lived at the Beller House since that week. I've been there before, but not like that. You wouldn't want to sleep there. It reeks of piss. How cold is a ghost touch? Feels like it could feel like an ice patch packet, touching you through your clothes. Have I ever seen a doll move? I think so. Yeah, yeah. Now, mind you, I mean, when I do investigations and you might hear the name, Mason come through. I mean, I can't control that shit. I just don't want it around me. Go to these places where things can come through. I mean, I don't know. Are you talking about my video on YouTube? How Annabelle followed me home? Did you watch that video? At this point, Alfred, no. It's just, it is what it is. Um, well, uh, went to an event where Annabelle was being presented, and I felt the heaviness in front of the doll, and I looked at the latch of the door that was encasing Annabelle, and it came loose. And Dan, um, one of the lead investigators of Nesper, went up to the door and realized that the latch was loose. And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like, is this really happening?" And whatever, videotape this and that. And the next night I was home in my old apartment, and I just had this vision of this girl with dark black hair and black eyes and fangs and saliva coming out of her mouth and going floating next to my bed, and I'm reaching out to grab me by the neck. Woke up with the chills at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've been to so many dark places you never know where it's coming from. So the next day I was in Gettysburg, in Devil's Den, which is the bloodiest area of the battlefield, and I was live streaming. I don't know if some of you guys were there, and it said in a row, Annabelle, um, upstairs, nightmare. And then it clicked in my head. Um, that's what followed me home. So then I went back to the old footage. I was able to find it, and I listened for EVPs while I was at the event. And you can hear a little girl say, "See you in your room, in your bedroom, want your soul," and all this creepy stuff. Um, and then I found out from Dan that same night from that event that they brought the case of Annabelle back to the occult museum, the Warrens, and the St. Michael medal that held the latch was thrown across the room. So there's no coincidence there. So yes, the evil spirit from Annabelle followed me home and gave me some sort of nightmare, and that was the proof of it for myself. You can watch that video on my YouTube channel here. You can listen to what it says, and you know you can hear the little girl. Yeah. So yeah, I guess not everyone's lucky enough to have say that Annabelle followed them home, but somehow the eerie situation of the door coming unlocked, latched, and unlocked, and then follow me home that night. And I was around the doll again after it, and it didn't happen again. It was only that one time. Why it decided to follow me home out of everybody, I have no damn clue. Oh, absolutely, man, 100%. Um, I could put that little situation. I'll maybe write about that in one of my books. Tammy, yes, I wrote about it in my second book. I went the whole thing that happened with Amityville, and shit from Amityville followed me home too. It's in my second book. I have not met Zach now. Glad you got it over with perfectly imperfect. Hey, Debsy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Glad you like it. Yeah, I wrote a couple of songs and posted it in the last week or so. Thank you, Anne. There's spirits that follow me everywhere, Tammy. I mean, I take every precaution necessary, but still things happen. There's no guarantee. Oh, a lot, especially after coming back from dark places. That's strange, Daniela. I think there's different rules that apply to many different types of spirits. What they're able to do if they're trapped in a location, they can't leave. And then you got other ones that can go in and out of portals and vortexes. Then you got things that are attached to items, like you're saying, and locations, people, any sort of object. I mean, I can get startled, but yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I'll be like, oh, damn, what the f. But I'm not gonna go nutty nutty. Is there a place that's been over investigated? Well, if I've never been there myself, I would still like to tap in and see what I feel and have the experience. I grew up with dogs all the time, but no animals right now. Hmm. Like I was just sitting here and I heard a strange word. Hmm. I just heard the word Algonquin in my head while I'm sitting here randomly. That's a first. Hmm. We were just there, Kathy, Waverly Hills, but it was so worth it. There's no conception of time, Alfred. I mean, we can only speculate. Makes sense, Kathy. Yeah, it's a word. It's a tribe. It was a tribe. I was just while I'm sitting here, I just randomly heard that in my head. So it's like, okay, that's why I just looked it up. And I'm like, is there something here? When I first started having my ability, I'd be in bed and I'd randomly hear a word that I didn't remember the definition of, or something that I don't know what that word means. And I'd have to look it up. And I'm like, oh, interesting, you know? And it would be coming from you, because I mean, why would I be thinking about a word that I don't even know the meaning of? It's possible, Vicky. There is no time. Past, present, future, all the same thing. It's like an energy that's it just is. You are. Have I ever struggled? Um, well, when I first had my abilities, um, I was worried that an evil spirit was making me think that I had psychic abilities, but it was the other way around. I was having a spiritual awakening, and there were evil spirits trying to use that opportunity during that time period to mess with me, to induce fear, to induce, questions of the unknown, of not me knowing what was happening. I forget what happened to that lady, the Clover lady, but it's a cool little method. I think it's just like the Spiritus app, basically, but incorporating EVPs. Spirits can manipulate any sort of sounds and wavelengths and frequencies. It just gives more opportunity for them to manipulate electrical frequencies to communicate. I mean, yeah, Lizzie Borden has for sure, but I still want to go. I've had many outer body experiences. I wrote a whole chapter about astral projection and leaving my body in my first book, because I had so many. I've had some crazy stuff happen to me. So it's not a matter of just making a clover. I think he just uses a specific EVP device and records, asks the question over the gateway. Definitely effort. It's happened to me quite a few times, remote viewing. It's something that just happens. Just for believing in guardian angels, I don't think opens you up at all. Oh, stop, Kathy. Um, Obviously, watching paranormal shows, people are like, oh, being open to spirituality as a whole, you can um, attract more experiences because you're being open. So your aura starts to change, and spirits will gravitate towards you, which would equate to more potential experiences for yourself individually. Um, but just because you believe in guardian angels, I don't think that's going to put you in danger. Um, Kathy, you're going to get everyone riled up here. I've had a mostly peaceful week this past week, and a break from the paranormal. I'm not trying to open up doors in this freaking place right now. What happened? Tammy, they project. It's like a projector. That's why apparitions, I believe, are so rare, is because spirits are not developed enough to be able to project outwards and actually show themselves to look like when they once were alive. I also have a theory of why, where the lady in white thing came from, is because spirits who actually manifest themselves as humans walking around, I think they're actually manifesting and projecting themselves as black and white, they're not in color. And remember, it's a projection. So that's why the appearance of a lady wearing a dress would always appear as if it was white, because it's in black and white and it's not in color. Though people have actually witnessed spirits that have come in actual colors, I think for the most part, that's why I think, the whole thing with the white sheet over the head, and I think that's where it came from, because the ghosts really are this black and white translucent projection of once what they once looked like. Does everyone have a copy of my book yet? Do you want to read? I would suggest you guys read the story about the Mason, the full story. That's in my first book, Shadow Chaser. If you get it from my website, I'll mail you a signed copy, SeanDAustin.com. Or if you're out of the US, get it from Amazon. The documentary will be out in a couple of months, most likely. And I think it'd be a really good backup to get an idea, you know, more backstory of the documentary when it comes out. Greetings, Amurther. Thank you, Connor. Huh, definitely, Kathy. I think I have to order more of my second book. I think I'm running out. Sounds good, Deb. Angie. Nice. Dawn. Yeah, I think you'll get all the information when the documentary watch it. The documentary should be about an hour and a half long, and that's what we're shooting for. So, see how it all comes together. Definitely, Vicky. I believe I am to have one Monday night. The documentary will be out probably in April. Here, since I'm not going to put on the spirit box, I'll play you this one little clip that I discovered right now. Um, Something creepy. Let's see, everything's on here. You can hear, you actually hear me say, "What do you think about me doing an exorcism on this house?" And you hear the Moloch name, and you hear a nasty growl. Hold on. Oh, weird. That's why it's doing that. Oh, weird. That's why it's doing that. Weird. Because YouTube is on here. Okay. Just keeps doing this. Hold on, give me a second. And it's at 24 minutes. All right, just give me a second. I'm going to reopen this here. So right when I bring up the exorcism thing, you hear the demon's name and this nasty freaking growl. It just sounds like a straight up dog growling. All right. What do you think about an exorcism being done here? Watch.
Really?
See it?
Really? 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 Really?
It says the demon's name.
Really?
And there's a growl. Here, I'll slow it down. That's the demon's name. And there's like a growl right after that. I mean, it's so clear. It's really weird. Well, that's because I just slowed it down. We didn't get that demon name last time we were there, and now knowing, I mean, obviously that happened. Let's see here. See, there's the growl right there. Hold on. Let's see. Oops. See all the stuff you gotta do when you're editing. Shit, it's crazy. Okay.
Oh my god. Really? Sick.
Oh, Robert. I just realized it right there, dude, because Dave just walked in the room. See, this is what I'm doing on review here for the documentary is that you know, labeling everything and putting the time signature for the producer. I didn't even realize it. Look how clear it says Robert.
And Ralph's in another room?
Leave. That's what you do. You're winding it and stuff like that, and you're trying to decipher.
Oh. Sick. Oh, sick. So we can post this shit. Sick. Oh, sick. Oh, sick. Oh, sick. Oh, sick. Oh my god, it's gonna be off.
The Mason. Hear that? The Mason. I mean, it's ridiculous how many times I said Mason here. I mean, it's very exhausting. Vicky takes hours and hours. And then I got to clear it up. And please get drunk. Please get drunk. Naked. Naked.
About a half hour, guys. We're gonna post some. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.
I'm just giving you a little sample while I'm just doing a listen really quick here.
Daddy, a little girl. What?
Look at that little girl, Daddy. Daddy.
That.
Can you sit there? Listen to that. I mean, this is the stuff that you find that you miss sometimes in the moment. You know. Trying to call her.
Thank you, Trudy and Deb. You can donate from PayPal on the top.
There's so many things that you'll kind of find.
All right, you son of a bitch, you gonna show yourself tonight? I'm not playing. Come on, man.
Grab.
You got... Servant.
It's pissed.
Servant. Something. You were so pissed off at me that you had to follow me for 5 freaking years. But did you really want me to come back here and do what we're going to do here?
They're real.
My name is Talk about bringing.
The one that's here who are you? Are you just realizing we're trying to communicate with you?
I mean, you see, you got to keep reminding it and stuff. You hear stuff.
Yeah, there's definitely a kid voice before.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That was me.
I think she said, "What? It wasn't me."
Allie?
He kept on saying family.
We were talking to the dark one.
Sounds like ghosts in the room. Ghost in the room. Ghost in the room. He hates him. He hates him. He hates him. There's so many on here that we miss live, guys.
For more spirits here, we send them back to the light. What do you think about that? Do you have anybody else trapped here? Oh shit! Black ball of energy. It just darted across the room. Across the room. Across the room. Is that him? Put those. Is that you? I am sick and tired of your shit smelling putrid piece of shit. River down. In the name of the Blessed Mother, Virgin Mary, Mother of God, all the saints, I command you, Robert the Mason, to make a sign of your presence while we're here. Thank you, Cheryl, for the super chat. Years. You getting pissed off now?
It says keep talking. Keep talking.
You're either possessed and demonic, part of this demonic entity, or you're gonna go run to your big baddie and get him? Is that your cheerleading squad? No human. No human.
More than human power. You hear that? More than human power. Right when I was talking about that.
No human power. Holy crap. Holy crap. Holy crap. Crap.
Demon. Hear it? Demon.
Demon. Demon. Where's the demon?
So that's interesting. The Weep. That's Dave's house. Hear that? The Weep. See all this other shit's in there too? It's crazy.
Where's the demon now?
God has more power. Do you hear that? God has more power. That's ridiculous. Well, I'll leave it at that. I mean, obviously, that's what I've been doing, guys, all week. Just going through any response. That's just crazy and something I can connect to the documentary and whatever, you know. Well, it says God has more power. So I'm using Muvavi, if I'm saying it correctly. But anyways, well, I wanted to show you a little something. I just don't want to ruin everything for you guys with the documentary, especially with some of the stuff that I caught. The shadow thing is unbelievable. And 20 minutes before, I asked, "Where's the Mason?" In the closet, watching, looking, and it said a serpent is in, and it goes serpent, and it goes, it is in him. And then that shadow is peeking out from the closet. It's insane. I tried to debunk it. There's just no way. The only shadow that Eric could have done in the room is if he was in front of my camera and he was sitting down to the left of me. It's insane. And then the blood curdling scream, the responses. Nuts. And I'm still not done with the footage, so you gotta go through all of it. Because I mean, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have known. I mean, that's so substantial for the documentary. It's ridiculous. It even said Ralph in prayer in the room too, and that's definitely gonna have to be in there because what Ralph did for me, it knows exactly what was going on. Oh yeah, when this is all pieced together with the actual story and talking about why we're back there, and you know, we don't have any like definitive like proof of the history of like what happened, but so much paranormal evidence to back it up, and just like there it is, like the thing is that the brothel, the thing that they were like, oh, it was a speakeasy or a brothel, it depends who you talk to. They don't even know themselves, but yeah, no, there was a brothel there, and that was definitely what's going on because this wouldn't have been going on, this type of activity and evidence to back that up. So, yeah, I think this documentary is going to be creepy as hell. Well, I think one of the best things too that's going to be on the documentary too is that this last spirit box session that I did, not on the stream, with the Billy's camera. Um, some guy yells out, "The rules have changed," and I said, "Who changed the rules?" God, and that's all I needed to hear. And that was right before I did the exorcism. And think about what the demonic thing said to me. There are rules, and if God changed the rules, then I pay no mind um, at all. And you guys will be able to see that in the documentary. You'll see like Ralph's opinion on the case and what was going on. I mean, I spoke with him for 45 minutes after he prayed. I mean, it was a total of 45 minutes with the praying. Um, so we'll just see all the prevalent things will be in there. But I look really forward to the trailer Billy's going to put together. Dave's footage is Real Supernatural on YouTube. You guys have any more questions before I tap out here? Been doing this about 2 hours and 10 minutes here. I need to take a shower from the gym, and I'm gonna relax a little bit tonight. I'm gonna watch the Exorcist documentary on Travel Channel and that new WandaVision episode. And I really appreciate everybody. Had some good questions for me tonight, and I will try to do at least one of these a week. So, and next time I'm gonna see if I can use Instagram so some of you guys can call in, I can hear you, and I'll have the YouTube going at the same time. I'll pull a MacGyver, little innovative thing going on. So the masterpiece will be done. What are you talking about? The documentary? We're shooting for April, where you'll be able to rent it and then buy a signed copy of a physical copy. I believe that we're going to have the amazing, oh, excuse me, the amazing artist who did both my books do the cover for Malefice. And it'll be really good. Yes, thank you all. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Dawn, Vicky. Dawn. Um, everyone enjoy their evening. Um, I will plan on most likely doing this residential on Monday, and I should be able to live stream it so you can see what's going on with that. So that'll probably be the next stream. And yes, definitely we'll look into making another trip again with Eric and everybody if Dave can come. Um, definitely we'll do another one of those. Um, yeah, just glad to jump on here and chat with you guys, and appreciate the new follows if you're new. Yes, Brandy, I will definitely do that when I get off here. No problem, LR. Same to you, Susan. Everyone enjoy the weekend. Hope it's nice and relaxing for everyone, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks, Andrew. Monday is the plan, yes. So I will definitely let you guys know. All right, guys, have a good one.